think we're all shared over in the kitchen table Stamper Craft Social. Looks like some of you are here. Hey, hi Gina. I'm glad you're here. Hi Rhonda, happy Friday. Oh gosh, is it a happy Friday? I worked so hard this week. Oh, I'm so glad that you guys are here. This is the card that we're going to make today. I'm in love with this Spot of Tea framelits and this Tea Time stamp set. I think it's going to be so good for craft fairs. Hi, Darlene. This is our card today. You guys aren't going to believe how many stamp sets I used to make this card. It looks pretty simple, but the stack is like growing over here. All right, it looks like some people are finding us. Excellent. Well, we're getting ready to get started here on the card. I do have a couple of housekeeping things. It's the last 2 days of June. And as you know, I am working really hard to make the incentive trip again this year. I did it last year. Don't want to be a one-hit wonder. Some of you helped me out last weekend with some orders, and I appreciate it. I've got another weekend special today and tomorrow. I have a weekend special for you, and so I'll talk about that in just a minute. We're going to make this card. Today is the last day to register for the Love What You Do online classroom. So you can take the class from $15 completely online, but if you'd like to get the kits and the stamp set, the last day to register for that is today. So this is the Love What You Do stamp set. These are the kits that you'll receive when you register for the online classroom. And these are the projects that they make. So if you've always wanted to take kitchen table stamper classes, but you're not in the Chicago area, this is the way to do it. So we're going to make this little, I call it a Chinese takeout tote because of the way that this box kind of folds up together. It looks like a little Chinese takeout box, but then with the handles, it's a tote. So we're going to make this little tote and 3 gorgeous cards. Let's see here. 1, 2. Where's the third card? Somebody stole the third card. Hold on. Yeah, somebody totally stole the third card. All right, so these are the cards. 1, 2, 3. Look at those. All right, so that's the class. 3 cards, 1 tote, the kits, and the stamp set. Today's the last day to order those, and you go to kitchentablestamper.com/online classroom to sign up for that. So it's a great way to take classes if you don't live in the Chicago area. All right, so that's my housekeeping bit here. We've got the online classroom. If you place an order of $50 or more today or tomorrow, I'm so close to beating my June sales from last year, so that's what's prompted another weekend special. I'm going to send you one of these cards handmade by me, and a 6x6 Tea Room Specialty Designer Series paper sample. Yours will be 100% complete. Mine are cut up because I've been making cards all weekend, or all week. You're going to get in the paper sample 1 6x6 piece of every design. April, hey, I was just thinking about you yesterday. Hello. This is the Tea Room Specialty Designer Series paper. It's a specialty paper because it's a lightweight one that you can use for envelopes or envelope liners, and it's great for card layers. It doesn't add a lot of bulk. So you'll get a 6x6 sheet of each of the designs and a handmade card if you place any order over $50 today or tomorrow. I'm so close to beating my June sales, which will really help towards June of last year over June, or June of this year over June of last year. So any orders will help, and I'm happy to send a little thank you gift. So there's the Designer Series paper. We're using that on this card today. Other supplies that we're using to make this gorgeous card. Oh, I love that color palette. Include, are you ready for a list of stamp sets? Because I used a lot of them. We're featuring the Time for Tea bundle. The Time for Tea bundle includes the Time for Tea stamp set and the Spot of Tea framelits dies. Oh, I'm so in love. We're also going to use the Stitched Labels framelits. You can substitute this out if you don't have it. It's this adorable little label. It looks like a a tag inside of specialty clothing, you know, or one that somebody who hand makes clothing might stitch into the clothes that they make. I just love this tag. You will be seeing this one a lot. You know how you see this one a lot from me? You're going to see this one a lot too. I didn't grab this die set. This little tag comes from the coffee cups framelits, and you see me use that one a lot. I didn't grab that set, sorry. We used Pick a Pennant, and the Pick a Pennant is this little heart that fits perfectly on the tag, so you can substitute that one if you need to too. Stitched all around is where our greeting comes from, this lovely friend. It's a little buildable one, lovely, and you can add friend to it. They're two separate stamps. You'll see, I'm going to do it in a minute. And then my background is from Woodwards. It's this gorgeous floral. So if you look here, that's from Woodwards. I thought it paired nicely with the teacups. So there it is. All right, so those are the stamps and dies that you'll be using. Stampin' pads for this project: Coastal Cabana, Calypso Coral, and Crushed Curry. April says, super cute. Thank you, April. I'm in love with it. Wait till you see the class I'm putting together with this tea time. Or time for tea, sorry. Tea time sounds like golf, doesn't it? Doesn't sound like tea. I've got some linen thread, a little bit of linen thread here. And let's see, consumables. Got a Coastal Cabana card base. And it is 8.5 by 5.5, and it's already scored at 4 1/4. So we'll fold it up here. And then scraps of Coastal Cabana, Calypso Coral, and Crushed Curry. Those are for our teacups. I've got a little scrap here of Whisper White. That's for my label. And then I've got a bigger scrap of Whisper White. Now, the bigger scrap of Whisper White is going to be for cutting this little eyelet lace edge that comes with the Spot of Tea framelit set. Hi, Terry. Is that a golfer? You are hysterical. I love it. I've got 2 pieces of Designer Series paper here from the, where is it? I just had it. Where's my little sampler bag? Seriously, can't remember the name of it. Tea Room Specialty Designer Series paper. And let's see, I think that's all of our supplies for this card. Lisa says hello from Wisconsin. Hello, Lisa. Terry, you're awesome. All right, so let's get started. I'm going to start by stamping my background, and I have to warn you, oh, there's my big shot. I didn't grab my big shot for the video and thought for a minute I misplaced it. I don't know how one misplaces a big shot, but it's all the way at the end of the table. We're good. All right, so I've got a piece of scratch paper. I'm going to get that in here and open up my ink pads. I took the advantage of a moment and got the big shot and the Stampin' Pierce mat. Backgrounds. Here is this beautiful floral from Woodwards. We'll ink up in Coastal Cabana, and we're going to stamp kind of off the corner in a downward angle. And then ink up again. Ooh, I got a halo, but I think my Designer Series paper is going to cover it, so I'm not going to worry. Then we're going to continue the design off the edge of the cardstock and down to the other corner. See, so it makes kind of a diagonal. Linda says, how do I like the new stamp pads compared to the old ones? It took me a little bit to decide, so I'm glad you're asking me that question now and not a couple weeks ago. I actually like them quite a bit better. I'm hoping that they don't loosen up like the old style ones do. My old style stamp pads are just, sometimes they shoot out the ink pad part from the cover when you open them. They're real loosey-goosey. I'm not very fond of this old design and never was. So this is excellent in my opinion. The way that it opens and closes is more intuitive. Here's a funny story for those of you who have known me for a long time. you know that I was in a Muse Studio Demonstrator before Stampin' Up. And when I decided to do a Muse Studio, I had to think pretty long and hard about what company to join. And I chose a Muse Studio over Stampin' Up. And one of the reasons why I chose a Muse Studio over Stampin' Up was because of the way the ink pads, the Stampin' Up ink pads open. So I'm actually really glad for the change. I love that you extend it fully and close it. You open it like you would normally open something and slide it back. And after you use them for a little bit, the sliding mechanism gets easier, but they still close tight. So I'm really pleased with them. It took me a little while. I kept trying to open these pads the way you open these pads, and that can be a little frustrating. And classes are catching on kind of slow. My class, you know, I've got to demonstrate it a lot of times, but I think that after the newness wears off, it's going to be the best decision ever. Okay, so the teacup, we're stamping that in Coastal Cabana on Coastal Cabana. And then I gotta clean up and switch. Let me grab my chamois here. Got my simple chamois. And then we're going to stamp crushed curry on crushed curry. I just inked that guy. That was a nice strong image. And then some Calypso Coral. We're going to stamp Calypso Coral on Calypso Coral. All right, so we're moving right along here. Now I got this bitty little heart from Pick a Pennant. And these are the little tags from that coffee cup framelits. And these are little tags from Bouquet Builder. So if you notice, I use them on lots of cards. So I just stamp them or punch them out ahead of time from all my scraps and keep them in a little case. All right, got a little crushed curry heart here. Ooh, that just thrills me. Does that thrill anybody else? That little bitty tag? I don't know. There's something about little stuff, right? Okay, what other stamping are we gonna do here? I think we're gonna put aside our ink pads for just a minute. We're gonna do some die cutting and then come back and stamp our Coastal Cabana greeting. So let me pull these ink pads out of the picture and bring in the Big Shot. Okay, here's my Big Shot, and we're gonna do a lot of die cutting. It's already set up that way. To do the die cutting, you need the platform and the thin adapter and a cutting pad. And we can run a few things at one time through the Big Shot, and I love that. So we're gonna start with our Calypso Coral cup, and we're going to get the cup from Spot of Tea. We're also going to grab this beautiful, look at this. This is that little eyelet lace edge on the card, and I just love that. It's going to be a multitasker, definitely not just for tea. All right, got a handle stuck in my die. Let's line this dude up here. Linda asked about the tiny little tags. Okay, so the tiny little tags, I take all my white scraps and I set them aside. So after I cut what I'm cutting out of these, I'll set these pieces of Whisper White aside, and then I cut from those scraps, those little tags. The teeny one that we're using today is from Coffee Cups Framelits, and the little bit bigger one is from the Bouquet Builder. B asked if I'm still looking for cupcake candles. No, actually, I just found a bunch of birthday cake ones. I'm so excited. So I'm pretty good. Now I'm looking for the cold coffee ones with the lids. I'm hoping that we see another round of those someday. But thanks for thinking of me. Does your Dollar Tree have them? All right, so this is that little label from the Stitched Labels Framelits. We're gonna get that guy on there. I think that's about all the die cutting we need to do in one pass here. All right, give it a crank. Now on this side, I'm gonna pop out my little teacup and put it aside. Grab another. We'll put this one out the edge there. Pop out the little handle. Line it up. There we go. This one we're just gonna pick up. Make sure that all the little dots are out of the eyelet here so that we get the cleanest cut on the second time round. There's a few. You can run your little die brush over this too to go faster. But mine is in a bin from class last night. We had paper and ink card class last night. Oh my gosh, we had a good time. Cards were gorgeous. All right, so I just flipped around. It's out of the camera view, so let me show you. I just flipped around that eyelet, and I'm gonna run this through right now. We're gonna have to make one more pass for the Calypso, oh no, for the Coastal Cabana teacup, and then we're done die cutting. All right, so that's what we made. See that? Hold that aside. Look at that adorable little teacup. One more time. Okay, there's our last teacup. I love this card so much. All right, so this is one of my favorite new bundles from the 2018-2019 Stampin' Up! Catalog. It's the new one. If you don't have a catalog, please reach out to me. I'd be happy to get one in your hands. You can email me, Marisa, at kitchentablestamper.com, and just let me know you don't have one. And I'll get one in your hands as soon as possible. Barbara says the eyelet is so pretty, isn't it? And you can use this with everything. I love when there's dies in the framelit sets that do something special. They don't just cut out the images, because let's face it, the framelit sets are expensive. So I love those little extra touches that Stampin' Up! Puts in there. All right, so if you watch what I was doing there, I just cut it into 2 eyelet lace pieces, edges, with plenty of room to glue. All righty, let's sort out our bits here. I'm working really hard to make my goal for the Greek Isles incentive trip, Stampin' Up's incentive for demonstrators, and I could use your help. So if you're on the fence about something, you place an order, I'm going to send you a little gift. All right, we have Coastal Cabana back in the picture here, and this is that lovely greeting from Stitched All Around, and I got to get down a little bit here so I can try to hit this right. I want to center lovely right to left and put it up high of center so that we can fit friend underneath. And let's see, if I stamp this, not uphill or downhill, we'll have a tag we can use. Ha! I did it! Yay! Oh, that thrills me. I love when I get it right when people are watching. Alrighty, isn't that a beautiful little tag? I gotta go through and see what other greetings fit in it nicely, because this is gonna be a go-to for me. Putting the sentiment on a card is one of the hardest things for me to do. I don't know if you have issues like that, but I have a very hard time putting sentiment on cards. All right, we need some adhesive, and I've got some fast fuse. I'm using mine up. You can use snail adhesive here. I need some dimensionals too, and they were still in the closet. All right, so designer series paper. Here's a little clue. When you put this piece together with this piece, it makes a 6-inch piece. There's a new wonder recipe in the works. All right, I want to take my little eyelet pieces and put some adhesive on the little glue tabs that we made. And then I want to dry fit my designer series paper. I like that one. This one's almost straight. A tiny little angle down is what I'm going for. And then my second designer series paper is at a little angle too, revealing the corners of the bottom one. So I'm going to go ahead and adhere the 2 designer series papers together first, making them one piece. So they're like one mat. Makes it a little bit easier to get those eyelet pieces adhered. Then little eyelet lace pieces are gonna go across the top of the designer series paper and then across the bottom. And see, that was the way that I found it was easiest to line up all the elements. I think that looks pretty straight. Looking good. Now you've got one designer series paper trimmed with eyelet lace panel that you can just adhere down to the card front. Or you could adhere it to your fingers. That's the thing about the fast fuse. All right. Make sure my little faux pas with the halo is covered. There. All right, now let's build a little tipsy stack of cups here. I want them that way. Got a little multi-purpose liquid glue. And I'm going to put just a dab. Okay, so you see it's off to the right side of the cup a little bit, and I'm going to adhere the Calypso Coral, kind of tilty, and then I'm going to put to the left side just a dab of multi-purpose liquid glue, and I'm going to place the Coastal Cabana a little tippy. So now we've made one element. I've got my little tag with the heart somewhere. Anybody see where it went? Because we want that piece next. Might be easier just to stamp another one real quick. See, good thing I make lots of them. Let's stamp that dude one more time. I'll look up later and find it like stuck to my elbow or something. Stuck to the bottom of my foot because it fell on the floor. We'll see. There. Okay, so some linen thread here. We need a piece that's enough room to loop around the back and hang as low as you want it to. So give yourself a generous, maybe, what is that, 3.5, 4-inch piece. And I'm going to take a little dry adhesive again and just put a bit on the handle of the cup. Now I'm going to thread this through the cup handle. See, I adhered it to the back where I put that little bit of adhesive, and then through the handle, pull and bring it back over. So it looks like it's hanging from the end of the cup. And I'm going to, while I've got this going on, take my mini dimensionals and cut a few bigger pieces from the ends here. So I'm going to put one here that secures the linen thread. Jean says, do you always coordinate your nails and outfit? Oh goodness, Jean, I'm gonna tell you the honest truth, and it's probably gonna sound like not so truthful right now because I'm just realizing how much I do coordinate. But no, actually, this is this is completely coincidental. How funny is that? Good observation, Jean. I didn't even notice. My nails and my shirt do coordinate, but not on purpose. If I said that I did coordinate it on purpose, would that make me more cool or less cool? Come on, everybody weigh in. If I coordinated on purpose, am I more cool or less cool? I want to see more or less from all of you while I'm making a little stack of teacups here. All right, so there's my little string for the teacup. Now what we want to do is, in a separate piece, we're going to thread back to front. Just got back from girls' camp, huh? I hope you had fun. That was to Leah. More cool? You guys think more cool? So I'm accidentally cool. Cool either way. Thanks, Gina. Either way, Linda. Oh, you guys are so much fun. Thanks for hanging with me today. Oh, you know what? If you've got crafty friends that would like hanging with us for Facebook Live on Fridays, share the video. I would really appreciate, I don't know, having an opportunity to get to know your crafty friends. So share the video if you're so inclined. Dolores is standing in the Walmart checkout line watching me. That's awesome. All right, So here's our little bitty bow. That's all we did, tie the bow. So instead of trying to tie the tea, it's like a little tag from the tea bag. So instead of trying to tie it to the string, we're gonna fake it. So we got our little bow all pretty. We got our little string. Now we're gonna bring the two together. And how we're gonna do that is we're gonna put a little fast fuse, a glue dot. A mini glue dot would be perfect here. I got the fast fuse sitting right here, so that's what I'm gonna do. We're gonna do a little fast fuse. And then we're gonna bring our little string down and kind of hold on to it. And then we'll adhere the tag right over the string where we wanna sandwich it. But before we burnish it all the way down, we're gonna get in there with our snips and make sure we trim off the excess so that nobody knows we faked it. I stuck the scrap to the back, or to the fast fuse. I had to pick it out. See how cute? Oh my gosh, that makes me so happy. Barbara shared, Linda shared, thank you. I hope your crafty friends enjoy. They can catch the replay from the beginning, but maybe next time they'll tune in and we'll craft together. All right, so here we go. Peeling off all the release papers. All right. Now we want to cover our seam here of the Designer Series paper. And we want the bottom teacup to be flat. The rest of them can be topsy and turvy, twist and turn, but the bottom one's going to look like it's sitting maybe on this little lace doily or something. So we do want it to be flat with the edge of the card, not tipped uphill or downhill, but the rest of them can go any way they like. And then a little more dry adhesive for our label, which bridges between the Designer Series paper and the background of the card, kind of pulls everything together. And that gives us our little visual triangle of white. Do you see that? So that's very important. All right, there's our card. Isn't that gorgeous? I will make as many of these cards as I need to between our next week to say thank you to anybody who places the Stampin' Up! Order with me today or tomorrow before, let's say 11 o'clock Central Time, and you'll get the Designer Series paper sampler from me too. Yours won't be all cut up like this because I won't make cards with your sample of paper. I'll only use my own, but that's it. And if you've got any questions about the offer, about Stampin' Up, about the project, you can email me, marissa@kitchentablestamper.com. Thanks for watching, you guys. Have a great weekend.